here at Shield AI getting an exclusive first look at the X-Bat. It's an autonomous fighter jet, meaning there's no pilot. It's entirely powered by an AI system called HiveMind.
They have one mind, and they shall give their power and authority to the beast.
Aircraft.
The X-Bat is a fighter jet that can be equipped with missiles and used for combat.
And he does great signs, so that he even makes fire come down from heaven on the earth before men.
I'm excited to see what the future holds.
And there was given to him to give spirit to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause to be killed as many as would not worship the image of the beast.
My darkest thoughts are that humans will eventually be replaced by robots. I think that humans will be replaced because robots will eventually be faster, stronger, and more intelligent.
Previously in part 1, we saw how AI is attempting to duplicate the miracles of the Messiah. The blind see, and the lame walk. The lepers are cleansed, and the deaf hear, and the dead are raised up, and the poor receive the good news. We saw how the beast spoke as a dragon, and the word dracon is the word used to describe the python spirit cast out by Paul in Acts 16:16, and that this spirit of divination, just as AI learns through predictions and is programmed in a language called Python. We saw how the false deity Python, who was born by the earth mother Gaia, which we have seen in the book of Yahusha, is how the word AI is spelled in the Septuagint. Gaia, who was the mother of the giants, the titans, mighty men of old, men of renown, none other than the Nephilim, the fallen ones. AI, the technology of the fallen, as in the days of Noach, so shall it be in the coming of the son of Adam. We saw how Python is the same deity as Typhoon, which means serpent, but also means storm.
Could be the calm before the storm.
You see, they declare to you the coming cataclysm, mocking us all the while. We also have seen that Python was the smoke that rose up to possess the oracle, and she spoke in gibberish that had to be translated, like AI that is written in a code that has to be translated. We know the true Messiah is the word of the Most High Yahuwah, but AI is the manifested word of Satan, and it is here now. This technology is ancient and has been here before and has returned. The word used in Revelation to describe the dragon, Dracon, goes back to the Nakash in the garden, a prophecy of the end. For we are all guilty of seeking answers, asking Google to find us what we seek. Ask Siri, ask Alexis, ushering in a new era of deception beyond anything man has ever seen. The great deception is upon us, and the beast is here. The curse is upon the earth. AI is the curse. The word Nakash means copper, and copper is what AI's circuit board is made of. This clue is going to reveal to us the true meaning of the AI curse. For cursed is a man who hangs on a tree. Devarim, Deuteronomy 21:5, and the people spoke against Elohim and against Masha. Why have you brought us up out of Mitzrayim to die in the wilderness? For there is no food and no water, and our being loathes this worthless bread. And Yahuwah sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and many of the people of Yasharel died. Then the people came to Moshe and said, We have sinned, for we have spoken against Yahuwah and against you. Pray to Yahuwah to take away the serpents from us. So Moshe prayed on behalf of the people. And Yahuwah said to Moshe, Make a fiery serpent and set it on a pole. And it shall be that everyone who is bitten, when he looks at it, shall live. The word for serpent in this passage is Nakash, Strong's 5175, the same word for the serpent that deceived Eve. And Masha was to make a fiery seraph and put it on a pole, so that all looks at it bitten shall live. He made the Nakash bronze Neko set and put it on a pole. This is a bronze Nakash, same serpent from the garden. And just as then, many will take the mark of the beast because they will want more, not waiting for the provision that Yahuwah has for his people. They complain that the provision in Mitzrayim was better than what was given to them, and called the bread of the Most High, the true manna, worthless. Many now are looking to AI for all the answers, looking to it for salvation, denying the truth of the manna of his word. The Nakash then bit them. It was only then when they sought to ask Yahuwah for his salvation. This is an allegory of the end, for mankind will be bitten by the Nakash, trapped by AI, but only by the Messiah, the true manna, can man be saved from the prison he is creating. They sat the copper serpent on a pole, the symbol of pharmakeia and the symbol of AI. But also the pole sat for all to see is the curse. For cursed is everyone who hangs upon a tree, for all mankind will be hung on a tree. You see, Eve represents all mankind. But Eve, aka mankind, once they take of this fruit, they realize they are naked. The covering of Yahuwah has been removed, and the venom of the serpent begins to work. Once Eve took of the tree, what happened? Then the eyes of the both of them were opened, and they knew they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made loin coverings for themselves. They knew they were naked. The word is arum, the same word used to describe the Nakash, which we have seen is AI. In other words, they have become part of the tree that they ate from, being integrated into the tree, into AI. Hence the curse began. For cursed is a man who hangs upon a tree, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. AI offering man superintelligence, just as Eve saw that the tree was good for food.
I want to talk about our new effort, Meta Superintelligence Labs, and our vision to build personal superintelligence for everyone. AI keeps accelerating, and over the past few months, we've begun to see glimpses of AI systems improving themselves. So developing superintelligence is now in sight.
And the woman saw that the tree was good for food, that it was pleasant to the eyes, and desirable to make one wise. And she took of its fruit and ate, and she also gave to her husband with her, and he ate. How did Eve see that it was good for food? How did she see that it could be taken inside of her body, and that it was desirable to make her sakal, the Hebrew word for wise, which means intelligent? She saw it was safe to put in her body, and that it would make her intelligent. An intelligence she wasn't given by Elohim, like the children of Yasharel, not satisfied with the bread of the Most High. They sought more, and the fiery serpent bit them. Eve represents all mankind. We see the benefits of having knowledge at our fingertips. Let's Google it. Let's ask Siri. Let's ask Alexa. Now let's ask our chatbot. But did you know that the evildoers know Hebrew? The word for chat is the Hebrew word for sin. And the word for AI is Strong's 5856, which means ruin or heap of ruins. And it comes from the Hebrew word avah, Strong's 5753, which means to bend, to twist, to distort and pervert, like the twisted serpent wrapped around a tree. Daniel 9:5. We have sinned. Chat. We have committed iniquity. Avah, where AI comes from. We have done wickedly and rebelled, and even by departing from your precepts and your judgments. When man finds himself trapped in AI, like the slavery of Mitzrayim, he will cry out like the children of Yasharel did when the fiery serpents came upon them. Ayub, Job 30:24. Yet does not one in a heap of ruins, Ai, stretch out his hand, or in calamity cry out for help? The word in this passage for heap of ruins is bet Ai, in Ai. Does not one in Ai, the grave, cry out for help? For cursed is the man who hangs on a tree, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. 2 Kings 18:4. He took away the high places and broke the pillars, and cut down the Asherah, and broke in pieces the bronze serpent which Masha had made. For unto those days the children of Yasharel burned incense to it, and called it Nakashtan. Notice he broke in pieces the Nakash, the word for serpent in this passage. The serpent that Masha made, they called Nakashtan. And also notice that there was an Asheroth there as well in this passage. These go hand in hand. We will see how they tie together shortly. You see, they went astray worshiping this copper serpent, just as it was written. By pharmakeia, the nations were deceived in Revelation chapter 18, verse 23. The symbol for pharmakeia is the Nakash, the twisted serpent. The same word for Dracon, same word for Python, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Yochanan John 3:14. As Masha lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so the son of Adam has to be lifted up, so that whoever is believing in him should not perish, but possess everlasting life. Now he is relating to us that the serpent around the tree is the curse, for the Messiah became the curse to free us from it. Galatians 3:13. Messiah redeemed us from the curse of the Torah, having become a curse for us, for it has been written, cursed is everyone who hangs upon a tree. Notice it says, cursed is everyone who hangs upon a tree. For mankind will hang upon this tree, but belief in the Messiah is the only thing that will save mankind. For when Masha made the serpent and put it upon the tree, this points to the Messiah, for they would have to follow the command that says, look upon this image, and they would have to believe. Keeping the commands and belief in the Messiah is the only way to be free, for if the Son sets you free, you are free indeed. We cannot defeat this beast on our own, for the children of Yasharel went up against Ai in Joshua chapter 7. Now Yahusha sent men from Jericho to Ai, which is beside Beth-awen, on the east side of Bethel, and spoke to them, saying, go up and spy out the land. And the men went up and spied out Ai. And they returned to Yahusha and said to him, let not all the people go up, but let about 2,000 or 3,000 men go up and strike Ai. Do not make all the people toil up there, for the people of Ai are few. And about 3,000 men went up there from the people, but they fled before the men of Ai. Just as then, mankind will wage war against the machines and will be defeated. But only when Yahusha returns will the war against Ai be won, for without Yahweh there is no salvation. The evil ones have spoken their wicked plans right to our face and made millions of people celebrate their own demise. You see, that cursed tree is the Asheroth tree. The network that traps man inside of it becomes one with it, just as the fiery serpents bit the children of Yasharel. Notice that it was only after Yahuwah was with them that they were able to beat Ai. Yahusha Joshua 8:28. And Yahusha burned Ai and made it a heap forever, a ruin to this day. And he hanged the sovereign of Ai on a tree until evening. And at sunset Yahusha commanded that they should take his corpse down from the tree and throw it at the entrance of the gate, and raise over it a great heap of stones to this day. And Yahusha built a slaughter place to Yahuwah Elohim of Yasharel in Mount Ebal. Notice he hung the sovereign of Ai on the tree, and this was at Mount Ebal, for this was from Deuteronomy 11:29. And it shall be when Yahuwah your Elohim has brought you into the land which you go to possess, that you shall put the blessing on Mount Gerizim and the curse on Mount Ebal. The king of Ai was the first person mentioned to be hung on a tree, for Ai is the curse. And Masha lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so the son of Adam has to be lifted up, so that whoever is believing in him should not perish but possess everlasting life. Notice he compared in the Kashtan to the curse, for cursed is everyone who hangs on a tree. Then the Kashtan is a serpent upon a pole, and Yahusha ben of Nun hung the sovereign of Ai up on a tree. This shows that Ai is the curse that man hangs on, the symbol of the serpent around a tree. Kasson, Revelation 18:23. And the light of a lamp shall not shine in you any more at all, and the voice of bridegroom and bride shall not be heard in you any more at all. For your merchants were the great ones of the earth, for by your drug sorcery all the nations were led astray. The word for drug sorcery is pharmakeia. This is the symbol of the curse, for they use this drug sorcery to get this inside of man. The first appearance of this symbol was on the libation vase of Gudea. Notice the serpent around a pole, then the Kashtan. The other serpent has wings, like the current symbol for pharmacy. The winged false deity is called Ningishzida, and the serpent is called Meshushu. Ningishzida is a serpent deity and has snakes on his shoulder, but his name translates to Lord of the Good Tree. Notice he is a serpent in some images, a man in others, the transformer. In some depiction, he is a tree. This is a great deception, for this is none other than Marduk, who rides the same serpent, Meshushu. I'm not giving any praise to these demons. I am showing you this for a reason, and it will be evident soon. Now Marduk, the false deity, whose planet was Jupiter, you know, like the planet they went to in the movie 2001 Space Odyssey. That was about an AI called Hal that killed the crew. Probably just a coincidence. Marduk rode this same serpent. Now, here is where it all ties together. Notice that this is Zeus in Greek, Roman, his name is Jupiter, and Egyptian Ra. All demons, all the same. Marduk in Babylon. Marduk in Babylon was known by an all too familiar name, Baal. You know, like in the Apocrypha book, Bel and the Dragon. That was made from clay within and copper without, like man, the clay trapped inside of the copper serpent. But in Scripture, Baal is never mentioned with a dragon. He is always accompanied by the same false deity, and that deity is Ashtaroth. Ashtaroth was a tree. Do you now see? The tree is the dragon. The branches are the many heads of this wicked beast. And that is why, in the ancient text, he is both a tree deity and a serpent. You see him morph from one to the other in these slides. Notice how he transformed from a tree to a serpent. This is how he trapped Eve. He offered her super intelligence. But when she realized she was naked, the word arum, which is the word used to describe the serpent, meaning she was now under the serpent's control and had been hung on the cursed tree. This is the abomination that lays waste. Daniel 12:11. And from the time that which is continual is taken away, and the abomination that lays waste is set up, is 1,290 days. So what is continual? Kasson, Revelation 8:3. And another messenger came and stood at the slaughter place, having a golden censer, and much incense was given to him, that he should offer it with the prayers of the set apart ones upon the slaughter place, which was before the throne. and the smoke of the incense with prayers of the set-apart ones went up before Elohim from the hand of the messengers. The prayers of the set-apart are the slaughterings and offerings to Yahuwah. The abomination takes the prayers away. This is why Yahuwah said to Adam, "Where are you? For the prayers are done in the secret place." But when you pray, go into your room, having shut your door. Pray to your Father who is in the secret place, and your Father who sees in secret shall award you openly. When the abomination is placed, the secrecy of prayer is taken away. Man has entered into the Mishkan of Yahweh. The secret place is Yahweh's place, not for man to enter into. Telahim, Psalm 79:10. Elohim, the nations have come into your inheritance. They have defiled your set-apart Hekal. They have turned Yerushalayim into ruins. The word for ruins here is AI. AI is given access by pharmakeia. A drug must be given to keep the human body from rejecting the interface, for iron does not mix with clay. The abomination AI is the cursed tree that Manasseh put up in the first temple to cause Yahuwah to forsake Yasharel. In the second temple, the Romans put it up in December in the Mishkan of Yahuwah. Both times they were placed in the temple of Yahuwah. The temple of Yahuwah is in you. These were allegories of the end. The oracle of Delphi was a woman possessed, speaking the words of the serpent. This is mankind possessed by demons. The bride taken to commit adultery with the beast. The word dracon in female form is draconia, and this was a woman merged with the dragon. The ancient forms of every female is always naked, the covering removed, the secret place taken away, no privacy anymore, every thought read, no private place of prayer. The early form of them was half tree and half woman, for the tree is the serpent, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And like Aphrodite, who was married to Hephaestus, Hephaestus being the false deity of war, metallurgy, fire, and craftsman, he was the deity of AI. The roots of AI can be traced back to Greek mythology, where the god Hephaestus created mechanical servants and bronze automaton talos. Notice bronze. The Hebrew word for bronze is hekoset. Same thing the serpent was made out of. Devarim, Deuteronomy 11:18. And you shall lay up these words of mine in your heart and in your being, and you shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. The word of Yahuwah inside man is the sign of Yahuwah. The mark of the beast is the word of Satan, AI, inside of man. This is the mark of the beast, the abomination of desolation, and it has been placed.